Compostable plastics are a special kind of material. They are designed to break down completely. They should turn back into natural parts, like soil, water, and carbon dioxide. This process is called composting, and it needs very specific conditions to work. These plastics are not a magic solution. They require our help to disappear properly. Think of them as organic waste. They aim to return to the earth. These plastics are often made from plants. Cornstarch or sugarcane are common sources. These are renewable resources, not fossil fuels. Scientists in labs transform these plant materials using special processes to create polymers. Examples include PLA, which stands for polylactic acid, or PHA. These polymers have a unique structure, and this structure allows them to be composted. It is quite different from traditional plastic. The goal is a more earth-friendly material. So, how do these plastics actually break down? They need a specific environment to decompose. This is usually found in an industrial composting facility. These places have high heat and good moisture, along with plenty of tiny microbes. These microbes are the workers. They eat the plastic and transform it into nutrient-rich compost. This compost can then help new plants grow. Without these conditions, breakdown is very slow. The right setting is absolutely essential. Regular plastics are a stark contrast. They are typically made from oil or natural gas, which are non-renewable fossil fuels. Most regular plastics can last for hundreds of years. They do not truly break down. They fragment and become smaller pieces called microplastics. These microplastics can pollute our environment. Compostable plastics aim for a full natural cycle. They are designed to avoid this long-lasting pollution. This is their main intended difference. In the laboratory, scientists create these materials. They are carefully designed to be compostable. Then, factories make them into various products. You might see compostable bags, cups, or food containers. On the surface, they often look like regular plastic. However, their chemical makeup is very different. This internal difference is key to their end of life. They are manufactured for a greener disposal path. The journey starts with this specific design. It is planned from the very beginning. After we use these items, where should they go? Ideally, they should go to an industrial composting facility. These facilities provide the perfect conditions. They carefully control temperature, moisture, and oxygen. Microorganisms thrive in this controlled setting. These tiny helpers break down the compostable plastic. This is the best-case scenario for these materials. However, not all cities or towns have such facilities. This availability is a major challenge. Access to proper composting is crucial. What happens if compostable plastics end up in a landfill? This is unfortunately a very common outcome. Landfills are often packed very tightly. They usually lack the oxygen and moisture needed. These are essential for the composting process. So in a landfill, compostable plastics may not break down. They can remain intact for a very long time, much like regular plastic items do. This situation completely defeats their purpose. They become just another piece of waste. Home compost piles present their own difficulties. Most home compost systems do not get hot enough. The temperatures in industrial facilities are much higher. This heat is needed to break down compostable plastics effectively. In a cooler home compost, they might just sit there, or they might break into smaller plastic pieces. This is not true, complete composting. So compostable usually means industrially compostable. This is a very important distinction for users. Always check the label for instructions. What are the potential benefits of compostable plastics? One major plus is their source material. Many are made from plant-based resources. This can reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Using plants is generally better for climate change. They are also designed to break down naturally. This can lessen plastic waste in the environment. However, this only happens if they are composted properly. This "if" is a very significant condition. Their success hinges on correct disposal. Another benefit is the potential for less long-term pollution. Regular plastic can pollute our land and water for centuries. Compostable plastics, when fully composted, do not. They are supposed to become harmless organic matter. This matter can even enrich the soil as nutrients. This helps to close the loop in material use. It turns potential waste into something valuable. This is a significant environmental advantage, especially for items that are used only once. It offers a more circular approach. However, there are also notable problems and challenges. A major issue is the lack of composting infrastructure. Not enough industrial composting facilities exist globally. As a result, many compostable plastics end up in landfills. Or worse, they can contaminate recycling streams. People often get confused about where to put them. They might mistakenly throw them in the recycling bin. This can cause big problems for recycling plants. Clearer labeling and much more public education are needed. There are other environmental concerns to consider as well. Growing crops specifically for making plastics uses land. This land could potentially be used to grow food. Farming these crops also requires water and fertilizers. These resources have their own environmental impact. If compostable plastics don't break down fully, they can still create microplastics. This happens if composting conditions are not perfect, so they are not a flawless solution. We must use them thoughtfully and manage them carefully. They are one tool, not the entire answer. Compostable plastics might sound like a perfect green answer, but they are not a simple fix for plastic pollution. The most important action is always to reduce. Try to use less plastic overall in your daily life. This is consistently the best choice for our planet. Think about the waste hierarchy: refuse first, then reduce, reuse, and then recycle. Compostable options come after these with conditions. They require careful thought and proper systems. They are part of a larger strategy. How can you make more informed choices today? First, check if your local area has industrial composting, and find out if these facilities accept compostable plastics. Many do not, or only accept specific types. If no such facility exists, these plastics become trash. They will not break down as they are designed to. In that case, they offer no environmental benefit. Your local waste management services are the key. Call them or check their website for information. The best approach is to prioritize reusable items. Carry your own water bottle instead of buying bottled water. Use cloth shopping bags every time you shop. Bring your own coffee cup to cafes. Choose products with no plastic packaging whenever possible, or look for packaging made from recycled materials. These individual actions add up to a big difference. They help reduce the overall demand for new plastics. This includes both regular and compostable types. In summary, compostable plastics can play a role, but it is currently a limited and specific one. They absolutely need the right systems in place to work. Without proper composting, their benefits are lost. We all need to be aware of these facts. We must manage them correctly if we use them. But the best way to fight plastic pollution remains clear. It is to reduce our consumption of plastic in the first place. This is the simplest, most direct, and most effective path. Less plastic means less waste to worry about.